My beloved child, let your heart be at rest in the stillness of this hour. Do you truly know the identity I have woven into your very soul? I am not speaking of the person the world perceives, nor the labels that others have attempted to pin upon you like weightless garments. I am not looking at the limitations your current circumstances have used to build a cage around your potential. I want you to hear me clearly. You are a warrior. You are a triumphant overcomer. You possess a reservoir of strength that you have not yet begun to fathom. I have fashioned you to be resilient, not with the hollow, brittle strength that the world celebrates, the kind that relies on ego and outward appearance, but with a foundational power that is quiet, deep, and eternal. I have fortified you in hidden places, building spiritual muscles in the chambers of your heart where only I am witness. This strength is a mystery to your natural mind. It is a force that will only reveal its true magnitude when you look back at this season and realize that you survived storms that were designed to extinguish your light. The battles you have endured were never intended to shatter you, my child. They were the fires intended to refine you into pure gold. Every single trial you have navigated, every night you spent staring into the shadows with eyes filled with tears, every silent cry of a heart that had run out of words, all of it has been part of a sacred process. I was not a distant spectator during those long, cold seasons. I was the master builder, working beneath the surface of your pain to strengthen the very cornerstone of your being. You have questioned my presence, and I understand why. When the walls of your life seemed to be crumbling, it was natural for you to wonder if I had turned away. But hear this truth. I never promised you a life devoid of storms. I promised you that I would be the anchor within them. I never said the path would be paved with ease, but I vowed that I would walk every jagged mile by your side. Even when you could not feel the warmth of my hand, even when the whispers of doubt told you that you were abandoned, I was closer to you than your own breath. The stamina you find within yourself is not a product of your own willpower or the result of positive thinking. It is a divine seed planted by my own fingers deep in the fertile soil of your spirit. It has been growing in the dark, thriving in the very ground you thought was barren and dead. I specialize in the impossible, my child. I am the one who turns vast deserts into lush gardens and brings life to places where death has claimed its territory. I am the one who raises up champions from the ashes of those who felt like victims. Reflect on your weakest moments for a moment. Remember when the pressure was so intense you thought your heart might stop? Remember when betrayal cut through you like a blade? I was there. I was holding the pieces of your soul together even when you didn't know you were being held. The enemy had a plan for your destruction, a calculated strategy to exploit your vulnerabilities and drown you in lies. But he failed to account for my seal upon your life. He forgot about the legions of angels I assigned to your side. Every arrow he aimed at you had to pass through my hands first. I filtered the attacks, allowing only what would serve to make you unshakable, while blocking everything that would have been too heavy for you to bear. You are still standing today, not because you are superhuman, but because my grace has been the wind beneath your wings. Let us speak of faith, not the complicated, dusty theology of the world, but the simple, pure trust of a child. I told my followers that faith as small as a mustard seed could move mountains. This was not a poetic exaggeration. It was a declaration of spiritual physics.
A mustard seed is so small it can be lost in a breeze, yet it contains the entire blueprint for a massive sheltering tree. Your faith is not measured by its size, but by its genuineness. One honest moment of "I trust you" carries more power than 1,000 years of religious performance. I am not looking for perfection in your faith. I am looking for honesty. I am drawn to the soul that brings its doubts to me instead of running away in shame. I am moved by the whisper of a heart that says, "I believe, but please help my unbelief." In the furnace of your trials, I saw a flicker of trust that refused to die, even when it was buried under layers of fear. That flicker was enough. I have taken that small seed and I am growing it into a forest of resilience. Your struggles were never a punishment. They were the gymnasiums of the Spirit. Every time you faced an impossible day and found yourself on the other side of it, your faith expanded. Every time you leaned on my promises when your logic failed you, your spiritual muscles grew. You have become a person of depth and authority. You have no idea how many disasters I have quietly diverted from your path, or how many times my voice guided you from a trap you couldn't see. My protection over you is not based on your perfect behavior. It is based on my perfect love. I am working even within your mistakes, using the ashes of your regrets as fertilizer for your future. And know this, your family is covered by this same canopy of grace. When you pray for them, the spiritual atmosphere shifts. You can release the heavy burden of carrying them now. Your role is to love and intercede. The heavy lifting belongs to me. I see the wounds that people have left on your heart, the betrayals and the words that stung like venom. I felt that pain with you. I am not a distant God. I am the wounded healer who knows exactly what it feels like to be abandoned. My healing is not a bandage. It is a restoration of the soul. It takes time, and I am infinitely patient with you. I will walk with you through every layer of grief until wholeness is your new reality.
Trust me with your health and your peace of mind. The battle for your thoughts is intense, but I have given you weapons that the darkness cannot withstand. My word is your sword, and my spirit is your shield. Every time you replace a lie with my truth, you win a piece of your territory back. You are winning even when you feel weary. You are winning because you belong to me, and I have already won the final victory. You are my masterpiece, chosen before the foundation of the world. You are not an accident. You are an intentional creation with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Stop comparing your path to others. Comparison is the thief of the joy I have set before you. Your road is unique because your assignment is unique. Trust is the bridge between my promise and your experience. I am asking you to deepen that trust today. Do not wait until you understand everything to follow me. A child doesn't understand the complexities of the road. They simply trust the hand that is holding theirs. I have never failed a single soul who placed their genuine trust in me, and I am not about to start with you. As we continue in this peace, feel my strength merging with yours. You are a branch connected to the true vine. Your power comes from staying close to me. I am so proud of the warrior you have become. I am proud of your perseverance and your quiet mustard seed faith. Walk forward today with your head held high, knowing that the Creator of the stars is walking right beside you. My precious child,
Let these words settle into the deepest parts of your soul. I want you to take my promises and etch them upon the tablets of your heart. Meditate on them until my truth becomes a more tangible reality to you than the temporary shadows of the problems you face. My word is the only anchor that can truly hold your spirit steady. It is the weight that keeps you grounded when the world around you begins to tremble. Think back on the seasons of warfare that have defined your journey. Not a single one of those battles was an accident, and none of them were in vain. I know that while you were in the thick of the fire, it felt purposeless. It felt as though I had turned my back, or perhaps that I was punishing you for some forgotten mistake. But that was never my heart. The truth is that I was in the fire with you, using the heat to shape you and the pressure to strengthen the foundations of your character. Recall the moments of financial strain. That battle was not meant to leave you destitute, but to teach you that I am your ultimate provider. You might have understood that intellectually before, but now you have experiential evidence. You have watched me open doors that were locked tight and bring resources from places you never expected. That knowledge is now part of your spiritual DNA. You no longer fear scarcity the same way because you have seen my faithfulness with your own eyes. And what of the relational pain? The betrayals and the falling away of people you thought would be there forever? Those lessons were agonizing, yet they gifted you with a discernment you could have gained no other way. You can now recognize the difference between a shallow connection and a soul tie forged in my spirit. You have gained a wisdom that protects your inner circle, and that discernment will be a shield for you for all the days of your life. Even the battles within your own physical body have carried a purpose. They shifted your perspective, forcing you to see your life and your breath as the precious gifts they truly are. They taught you to steward your body as my temple. And the warfare within your mind, the anxiety and the dark thoughts, taught you the vital importance of guarding the gates of your soul. You have learned that your thoughts are the architects of your destiny, and you have become intentional about the voices you allow to speak into your spirit. You tried to find your worth in how much you could achieve, how you looked to others, or how productive you could be. But every one of those foundations was made of sand. It was only when you discovered that your identity is rooted in my unchanging love that you found a solid place to stand. Even your doubts were not a waste. They drove you to ask the hard questions that eventually led you back to me. Your faith is now robust because it has been tested and found true. I want to speak into the season that is unfolding before you. I see the uncertainty that makes your heart race when you think of the future. But hear me, the same God who carried you through the storms of your past is the same God walking into your future with you. I do not change with the seasons. My love for you does not fluctuate based on the economy or the opinions of man. The path ahead will not always be comfortable, but it will be saturated with purpose. I am preparing you for a life of real influence, not the shallow fame of the world, but the kind of impact that shifts family trees for generations. You will have divine appointments that you didn't schedule. You will meet people who need exactly what you are carrying, and you will be ready. I am calling you to move from a posture of mere survival into a posture of spiritual advancement. You are not just holding on until the end. You are reclaiming territory that the enemy has stolen from your family and your peace. Some of you are called to intercessors,
standing in the gap for those who cannot pray for themselves. Some are called to teachers, turning on lights in rooms of confusion. Others are called to compassion, being my hands and feet to the broken. Whether you are called to the marketplace, the arts, or the sacred mission field of your own home, know that your calling is profoundly spiritual. You are equipped for everything I have placed on your path. And to those of you who are tired of waiting, do not mistake my silence for absence. Waiting is not wasted time. It is the time where foundations are laid in the invisible realm. A child must stay under the ground for a season before it can break through to the light. If I gave you the harvest before you were ready to steward it, it would crush you. So trust my timing. The fact that you still feel the ache of the promise is proof that the promise is still alive within you.
I'm calling you to a radical rest. Not the rest of laziness, but the rest of faith. It is the act of stepping off the treadmill and admitting that the world does not depend on your constant striving. True rest is acknowledging that I am God and you are not. Come to me when you are weary, and let me give you the soul rest that sleep alone cannot provide. I want to heal your past, transform your regrets into testimonies, and free you from the weight of unforgiveness. My love for you is not a reaction to your behavior. It is a reflection of my character. You cannot make me love you more, and you cannot make me love you less. My love is an eternal, unstoppable force that is for you and not against you. Let that love flow through you to others, even the difficult ones. This is how the world will know you belong to me. Breathe in my hope. It is the oxygen of your soul. My precious child, let these words settle into the deepest parts of your soul. I want the kind of closeness that changes everything. I am not a distant God. I am not far off in heaven, unconcerned with the details of your life. I am near, closer than your own heartbeat, more interested in you than you can comprehend. I know every hair on your head. I know every thought before you think it. I know every word before you speak it, and I still pursue relationship with you. Not in spite of knowing you completely, but because of it. You can have intimacy with me. This is available to you right now. It does not require special credentials. It does not require years of religious training. It simply requires approaching me with an open heart. Come to me. Spend time in my presence. Talk to me honestly. Listen for my voice. Let me love you. Let me speak to you. Let me hold you. This is what I want more than anything else. Intimacy grows over time. Just like any relationship, it deepens as you invest in it. The more time you spend with me, the more you know me. The more you share with me, the closer we become. Do not expect instant depth, but do expect genuine connection from the very first moment you turn toward me. I am always ready. I am always available. I never turn away those who come. Guard your intimacy with me. The enemy will try to disrupt it. He will distract you with busyness. He will convince you that other things are more urgent. He will make you feel unworthy of my presence. He will do anything to keep you from the connection that gives you life. Recognize his tactics. Resist them. Prioritize our relationship above everything else. Let me speak about my voice. I speak. I have not gone silent since the last words of Scripture were written. I am a God who communicates. I want you to hear me. I want to guide you, comfort you, correct you, encourage you. But hearing my voice requires learning to listen. I speak through my written word. This is the primary way I communicate. Scripture is not ancient history. It is living and active. When you read it with an open heart, it speaks directly to your situation. The same Spirit who inspired the writers illuminates the reading.
Make my word a regular part of your life, not as religious duty, but as relationship conversation. I speak through circumstances. Doors open and close by my hand. Opportunities arise and disappear according to my timing. Pay attention to what is happening around you. Look for patterns. Consider what I might be saying through the events of your life. This requires discernment. Not every circumstance is a message, but many are for those who have eyes to see. I speak through other people. Sometimes I use fellow believers to speak words you need to hear. Sometimes I use unlikely sources that surprise you. Be open to hearing me through human voices, but test everything against my written word. I will never contradict myself. If someone claims to speak for me, but what they say conflicts with Scripture, trust the Scripture. I speak through an inner voice. This is often described as a still, small voice. It is not usually audible, though it can be. More often, it is an impression, a knowing, a sense of direction. Learning to recognize this voice takes time. You will make mistakes. You will sometimes think you heard me when you didn't. But keep listening, keep practicing. Over time, you will grow more confident in distinguishing my voice from others. The key to hearing me is not technique, it is relationship. Those who spend time with me learn to recognize me. Just like you can identify the voice of a close friend on the phone without them saying their name, you can learn to identify my voice because you know me. Invest in relationship. Hearing will follow. Let me speak about transformation. This is what I am doing in you. I am not merely improving your behavior. I am changing you from the inside out. I am making you new, not better versions of the old you, actually new. The old is gone, the new has come. This transformation is ongoing. It continues until you see me face to face and the process is complete. Transformation happens by renewing your mind. The way you think determines the way you live. Old thought patterns produce old behavior patterns. New thought patterns produce new behavior patterns. This is why I ask you to meditate on my word, to fill your mind with truth, to take every thought captive. What you allow into your mind shapes who you become. Transformation is not instantaneous, but it is certain. From the moment you gave your life to me, the transformation began. It will not be complete until eternity, but progress is happening. Sometimes you can see it, often you cannot. Trust the process even when results seem slow. A caterpillar becoming a butterfly doesn't look like much is happening in the cocoon, but transformation is occurring nonetheless.
You are being transformed into my likeness. This is the goal. Not to become a better human by worldly standards, but to become like Jesus. His character becoming your character. His heart becoming your heart. His priorities becoming your priorities. This is the destination. Every experience you have, good or bad, is either moving you toward that destination or revealing where you are resistant. Cooperate with your transformation. I will not force change on you. I invite it, I empower it, I guide it, but I do not override your will. The speed and depth of your transformation is affected by your cooperation. Those who actively participate in what I am doing transform faster and more thoroughly than those who passively wait for change to happen to them. Let me speak about your mind and its renewal. The battlefield of the mind is where so much is decided. Victories and defeats in other areas often trace back to what happens in your thought life. Guard your mind carefully. Be intentional about what you allow in. Be ruthless about what you refuse. Not every thought that enters your mind is your thought. Some are from me. Some are from the enemy. Some are from your own flesh. Learning to discern the source is crucial. My thoughts bring peace, hope, and alignment with Scripture. The enemy's thoughts bring fear, condemnation, and contradiction of my word. Your fleshly thoughts tend towards self-centeredness and immediate gratification. Practice discernment until it becomes automatic. Take every thought captive. This is not passive, it is active engagement. When a thought enters your mind that does not align with my truth, grab it, examine it, challenge it, replace it. Do not let negative, destructive, lying thoughts roam freely in your head. They are intruders. They do not belong. Evict them and replace them with truth. What you meditate on expands. If you meditate on your problems, they grow larger in your perception. If you meditate on my promises, they grow larger. If you meditate on fear, fear takes root. If you meditate on faith, faith flourishes. You have significant control over what dominates your mental landscape. Use that control wisely. Fill your mind with things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. Let me speak about your words. There is power in what you say. I spoke the world into existence. Words create, words destroy. The tongue has the power of life and death. Those who love it will eat its fruit. What comes out of your mouth matters far more than you might realize. Your words reveal your heart. Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. If you want to know what is really in your heart, listen to what you say when you are not carefully monitoring your speech. Listen to what you say when you are angry, tired, or stressed. The words that flow in unguarded moments reveal the true contents of your inner being. Speak life deliberately. Choose words that build up rather than tear down. Speak blessings, not curses. Speak hope, not despair. Speak truth, not lies. Speak encouragement, not criticism. Your words have impact on those who hear them, but they also have impact on you. What you repeatedly say shapes what you believe. What you confess influences what you experience. Be slow to speak. Many regrets come from words spoken too quickly. Hasty speech causes damage that is difficult to repair. Before you speak, consider whether what you are about to say is true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. If it does not meet these criteria, perhaps it should remain unsaid. There is wisdom in fewer words. Let me speak about obedience. I have given you commands, not suggestions. Obedience is the appropriate response of a creature to the Creator. It is not optional for those who claim to love me. If you love me, you will obey my commands. This is not harsh requirement. It is logical reality. Love for me naturally produces obedience to me. Obedience is not legalism. Legalism is trying to earn my favor through rule following. Obedience flows from relationship. It comes from trust. You obey because you love me and because you trust that my commands are for your good. I do not give rules arbitrarily. Every command serves a purpose. Every instruction leads to life. Partial obedience is disobedience. When you obey some of what I say, but not all, you are still in rebellion. You are essentially claiming the right to edit my commands, to decide which ones are valid and which ones can be ignored. But I am Lord of all, or not Lord at all.
Selective obedience is not true obedience. It is self-serving to follow. The blessings I offer flow through obedience. This is not transaction or bribery. It is simply how my kingdom works. When you align with my ways, you position yourself in the flow of my blessing. When you resist my ways, you step out of that flow. Obedience is like positioning yourself under a waterfall. Disobedience is like stepping to the side and wondering why you are not getting wet.
Let me speak about your calling. You have one. Every person who belongs to me has been called to something specific. Your calling is unique. No one else has exactly the same assignment. The world needs what only you can bring. Do not dismiss your calling as unimportant. Do not compare it unfavorably to the callings of others. Your calling was determined before you were born. I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I set you apart. I appointed you. The purposes I have for you were not afterthoughts. They were first thoughts. You were created on purpose, for a purpose. Discovering and fulfilling that purpose is part of what life is about. Your calling will require your strengths. The abilities I gave you are not random. They are equipment for your assignment. But your calling will also require my strength working through your weakness. This is by design. If you could fulfill your calling entirely in your own strength, you would not need me. I have intentionally given you assignments that exceed your natural capacity so that my power would be displayed. Step into your calling. Do not wait until you feel completely ready. You will never feel completely ready. Do not wait until you have perfect clarity. You will gain clarity as you walk. Step out in faith. Take the next obvious step and then the next. Calling is not usually revealed all at once. It unfolds as you move forward in obedience. Let me speak about faith in action. Faith without works is dead. This does not mean you earn salvation through works. It means genuine faith naturally produces action. If you truly believe what I have said, your life will show it. If you claim to believe but live unchanged, your faith is merely intellectual assent, not heart transformation. Real faith takes risks. It steps out before all the answers are clear. It obeys before understanding everything. It trusts my character when circumstances are confusing. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of fear. Faith says, I do not see how this will work, but I trust you and I will move forward anyway. I am looking for faith. When I look at the earth, this is what I search for. Not perfect performance, not religious achievement, not impressive credentials. Faith, simple, genuine, active trust in me. When I find it, I am delighted. When I find it, I respond with power. Faith moves my hand in ways nothing else does. The measure of faith you have is the measure of faith you use. Faith grows by exercise. Each time you step out in trust and see me respond, your capacity for faith expands. Each time you stay safe and refuse to risk, your faith remains stunted. Do you want greater faith? Use the faith you have. Take steps of trust. Watch me work and find that you are able to trust more than before. Let me speak about perseverance. The race marked out for you is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It requires endurance. Many start well but do not finish. They get discouraged. They get tired. They get distracted. I am calling you to be someone who finishes. Not just someone who begins with enthusiasm, but someone who crosses the finish line.
Perseverance is not mere stubbornness. It is not continuing in the wrong direction simply because you are too proud to change. True perseverance is continuing in the right direction despite difficulty. It is holding on to what is true when lies seem more comfortable. It is doing what is right when wrong seems easier. It is faith in action over the long haul. You will face moments when quitting seems reasonable. Everyone does. The question is what you will do in those moments. Will you listen to the voice that says it is too hard? You have tried enough. No one would blame you for giving up. Or will you listen to my voice that says, keep going. I am with you. The finish line is ahead and the reward is worth the struggle. I am with you in the struggle. I do not stand at the finish line shouting encouragement from a distance. I run beside you. I lift you when you fall. I carry you when you cannot take another step. I provide what you need for each moment of the race. Perseverance is not solitary effort. It is partnership with me for the duration. Let me speak about finishing well. How you end matters. Many who start strong end poorly. They compromise in their later years. They grow bitter. They drift away from me. But you do not have to repeat their pattern. You can be someone who grows stronger with age. You can be someone whose faith deepens the longer you live. You can be someone who finishes better than they started. Finishing well requires ongoing vigilance. The enemy does not stop attacking just because you have been faithful for years. In some ways, a lifetime of faithful service makes you a bigger target. He would love nothing more than to bring down someone who has walked with me for decades. Stay alert, stay humble, stay dependent on me until your very last breath. Finishing well requires ongoing growth. Never conclude that you have arrived. Never stop learning. Never stop being challenged. Never stop being transformed. The moment you think you have nothing left to learn is the moment you become vulnerable. Keep growing. Keep stretching. Keep pursuing deeper relationship with me. Finishing well requires ongoing community. Isolation becomes more tempting as you age. Connections become harder to maintain, but you need others all the way to the end. You need encouragement. You need accountability. You need people who will tell you the truth. You need the body of Christ. Do not withdraw. Stay connected. Now, let me speak directly to your heart as I bring this message to its conclusion. Everything I have said has been building to this moment. Every truth I have shared has been preparing you to receive what I want to release over you. Open your heart completely. Let every barrier fall. Allow my words to penetrate to the deepest places of your being. You are loved, not for what you do, but for who you are. Not because you have earned it, but because I chose to give it. My love for you is the most certain thing in the universe, more certain than the rising of the sun, more stable than the mountains, more enduring than time itself. Nothing can separate you from my love. Nothing.
You are valued. Your worth is not determined by your productivity or your appearance or your achievements or your failures. Your worth was established when I paid the ultimate price for you. The value of anything is determined by what someone is willing to pay for it, and I was willing to pay everything. That is how much you are worth to me. You are known. I know everything about you, every secret, every shame, every fear, every dream. And knowing all of that, I pursue you anyway. I do not know you and reject you. I know you and embrace you. There is nothing you can reveal that will surprise me. There is nothing you can confess that will make me walk away. I know and I love Both are complete. You are not alone. Whatever you are facing it with me. Whatever you are walking through, I am walking through it beside you. The loneliness you have felt is real, but it is not accurate. You are surrounded by my presence. You are accompanied by my spirit. You are held by my hands. Solitary is not your reality. Connected is. You are stronger than you know. I have built strength into you that you have not yet discovered. Reserves you have not yet tapped. Capacity you have not yet tested. When you need it, it will be there. When the moment comes, you will rise. The strength I have placed in you is real, and it is sufficient for whatever comes. You are destined for victory. This does not mean every battle will be easy. It means the war has already been won. The enemy you fight is already defeated. The outcome is certain. You are on the winning side. Live from victory, not toward it. Stand in the triumph that Christ has already accomplished. Your destiny is secure. I release my blessing over you. Not a generic blessing, but a specific one, tailored to exactly what you need. I bless your mind with clarity and peace. I bless your emotions with stability and joy. I bless your body with health and strength. I bless your relationships with healing and depth. I bless your finances with provision and generosity. I bless your future with hope and purpose. I release my protection over you. I station angels around you and your loved ones. I build a hedge that the enemy cannot penetrate. I cover you with my wings. I hide you in the shadow of my presence. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment will be proved wrong. You are safe in me. I release my peace over you, the peace that surpasses understanding, the peace that guards your heart and mind, the peace that does not depend on circumstances. Let this peace settle deep into your soul. Let it calm every storm. Let it silence every fear. Let it be your constant companion in every moment. I release my purpose over you, clarity about your calling, direction for your path, confirmation of your assignment, open doors that no one can shut, closed doors that protect you from wrong directions, divine appointments with people you need to meet, strategic placement for maximum kingdom impact. I release my presence over you. Not just the idea of my presence, but the experience of it. Tangible awareness that I am with you. Palpable sense of my nearness. Unmistakable evidence of my involvement in your life. More of me. That is what I am releasing. More of me than you have ever experienced before. Go forward from this moment different than you were before. Something has shifted. Something has been imparted. You are not the same person who began listening to this message. You have been strengthened. You have been encouraged. You have been equipped. Now walk in what you have received. Do not let the enemy steal what has been planted. He will try. He always does. Guard your heart. Remember what you have heard. Return to these truths when doubt comes knocking. Let this message be a stake in the ground, a marker of a moment when heaven touched earth in your life. You have heard from me, not through human wisdom, but through divine communication. I have spoken directly to your situation. I have addressed your specific needs. I have released what you specifically need. Receive it all. Believe it all. Act on it all. I am proud of you, not in a human sense of pride, but in the sense of a father who looks at his child with deep satisfaction. You have grown. You have endured. You have trusted even when trusting was difficult. I see your effort. I see your heart. I see your struggles and your victories, and I am proud. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep hoping. Keep loving. Keep serving. Keep surrendering. Keep worshiping. Keep pressing forward toward the mark of the high calling that is yours in Christ Jesus. The best is yet to come. What you have experienced so far is just the beginning. I have made you strong. Remember this when weakness tries to convince you otherwise. I have built faith in you. Remember this when doubt attacks. I have placed my spirit within you. Remember this when you feel alone. I have called you by name. Remember this when identity confusion comes. I have promised to never leave you. Remember this when abandonment fears arise. You are mine. You belong to me. No force in heaven or on earth can change that. What I have declared over you stands forever. What I have begun in you, I will complete. The same God who started this good work will carry it on to completion. You can count on it. You can stake your life on it, because I am faithful and I do not fail. Go now in the strength I have given you. Face what must be faced. Do what must be done. Trust what must be trusted, and know that every single step of the way, I am right there with you. Closer than close, more faithful than faithful, loving you with an everlasting love. Let me take you deeper still into the understanding of what I have done in your life. The strength I have built in you is not just for surviving, it is for thriving, it is for advancing, it is for taking ground that has been held by the enemy for far too long. You are not merely a survivor, you are a victor. And victors do not just endure attacks, they launch their own offensive actions. I want to speak about the specific ways I have strengthened you in each area of your life. Consider your emotional strength. Before the trials you faced, you may have been easily shaken by circumstances. Small disappointments could derail your entire day. Minor conflicts could consume your thoughts for weeks. But through what you have walked through, I have developed emotional resilience in you. You have learned to process pain without being destroyed by it. You have learned to feel deeply without losing yourself in the feeling. This is maturity. This is strength. This is my work in you. Consider your mental strength. Your mind has been challenged in ways that forced it to grow. Problems that once seemed unsolvable have been solved. Situations that once seemed impossible to navigate have been navigated. Your cognitive capacity has expanded. Your wisdom has deepened. Your ability to think clearly under pressure has been developed. These are not accidents. They are the fruit of intentional training that I supervised in your life. Consider your spiritual strength. Your faith has been tested and proven genuine. The doubts that once paralyzed you now merely visit and leave. The fears that once controlled you now only knock on your door. Your prayer life has deepened. Your hunger for my word has grown. Your sensitivity to my voice has increased. You are not the same spiritual infant you once were. You have grown up in me, and this growth has produced strength that the enemy cannot overcome. Consider your relational strength. Through betrayals and disappointments, you have learned what true friendship looks like. Through conflicts and reconciliations, you have developed skills in relating to others. Through losses and gains, you have come to value the people I have placed in your life. Your relationships are now built on firmer foundations. You choose your inner circle more wisely. You invest in connections that matter. This relational maturity is a form of strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. Consider your physical strength. I know some of you have faced health challenges that seem to weaken your body, but even through those challenges, a different kind of strength was being built, the strength to endure discomfort, the strength to keep going when your body protested, the strength to trust me with your physical being. For others, the trials you faced actually built physical resilience as you learned to care for your body, to rest when needed, to nourish yourself properly. Either way, strength was being developed. The faith of a mustard seed that I have cultivated in you is powerful precisely because of its simplicity. Complex theological frameworks can actually hinder faith. When you think you need to have everything figured out before you can trust me, you miss the point entirely. The mustard seed faith I am looking for does not require understanding how I will work. It simply requires believing that I will work. It does not demand a detailed plan. It trusts that I have one. It does not need to see the ending. It is willing to walk forward in the dark, holding my hand. This simple faith moves mountains not because of its size, but because of its object. Faith in yourself, even great faith, can only accomplish what you are capable of accomplishing. But faith in me, even tiny faith, connects you to infinite power. The mustard seed becomes a great tree not because of anything inherent in the seed, but because of the life force that activates when conditions are right. Your faith becomes powerful not because of anything inherent in you, but because of my power that is released when you trust me. I want you to understand the secret of strength in weakness. This seems contradictory, but it is kingdom reality. My power is made perfect in weakness. When you are strong in yourself, you tend to rely on yourself. When you are weak, you are more likely to rely on me. And reliance on me is where true strength comes from. So your weaknesses are not liabilities. They are opportunities for my power to be displayed. They are doorways through which my strength enters your life. This is why I do not always remove thorns when you ask me to. I told Paul that my grace was sufficient for him, that my power was made perfect in his weakness. He learned to boast in his weaknesses so that my power would rest on him. This is the paradox of Christian strength. It is not eliminating weakness, but embracing it as the context for divine power. When you finally stop pretending to have it all together, when you acknowledge your desperate need for me, you position yourself for the greatest demonstrations of strength. The battles you have faced were custom designed. I know this is a difficult concept. It implies that I allowed your suffering, and I did, not because I enjoy seeing you in pain, but because I knew what was necessary for your development. A bodybuilder does not grow muscle by lifting light weights in comfortable conditions. Muscle grows through resistance, through strain, through pushing beyond previous limits. Your spiritual muscles have grown the same way. The resistance you faced was the very thing that built the strength you now possess. Some of those battles felt like they would never end. You were weary beyond description. You wondered if relief would ever come. And in those moments, I was closer than ever. I was not abandoning you in the difficulty. I was holding you in it. I was ensuring that you would not be crushed, even when it felt like crushing was imminent. I was measuring the pressure precisely, allowing enough to build strength, but not so much that you would break. The enemy thought those battles would defeat you. He miscalculated badly. What he intended for destruction, I used for construction. What he meant to tear down, I used to build up. This is my specialty, taking the weapons of the enemy and turning them into tools for my purposes. Your very trials have become the foundation of your testimony. The places where you were most attacked are becoming the places from which you will minister most powerfully. I want to speak about the protection I have provided for your family. You have prayed for them. You have worried about them. You have wondered if your prayers were doing anything. Let me assure you that they were. Every prayer you have lifted for your loved ones has been heard and answered. Not always in the way you expect,
not always on the timeline you preferred, but answered nonetheless. My protection has surrounded those you love because of your intercession. There have been dangers averted that you never even knew about, accidents that were prevented, illness that was blocked, influences that were neutralized. The enemy made plans against your family members, but those plans were frustrated. Angels were dispatched on assignment. Divine appointments were arranged. Protection was provided in countless ways that will only be fully revealed in eternity. Continue to pray for your family. Do not grow weary in this. Your prayers create a spiritual covering that has real effects in the physical realm. When you pray, you partner with me in ways that transcend human understanding. You access power that changes circumstances. You release blessing that flows to those you love. Never underestimate the impact of a parent praying for a child, a spouse praying for a partner, a sibling praying for a sibling.
Some of your family members are far from me right now. This causes you great pain. You look at them and see potential that is being wasted. You see choices being made that lead to destruction. You feel helpless to change anything. But you are not helpless. You have access to the throne of grace. You have the ear of the King. Your prayers for their salvation and restoration are heard, and I am working. Even when you cannot see evidence of my work, I am working. The prodigals in your family have not been forgotten. I am pursuing them even now. I am arranging circumstances that will bring them to the end of themselves. I am placing people in their path who will speak truth. I am softening hard hearts. I am breaking through walls of resistance. Do not give up hope for them. Do not stop praying. Do not stop believing that their story is not finished yet. I am the God of second chances, third chances, and unlimited chances. I want to speak about specific promises that apply to your family. I have said that if you believe in me, you will be saved, you and your household. This is not a guarantee that your family members have no choice. It is a promise that your faith creates an atmosphere in which their salvation becomes more possible. Your life of faith speaks volumes to them even when you are not saying anything. Your steadfast trust in me through difficulty becomes a testimony that they cannot ignore forever. I have said that I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. This promise extends to your family. It covers your descendants. The spiritual awakening that is coming will touch your household. Generations that seem far from me will return. Watch and see. I have said that children are a heritage from me, offspring a reward. I care about your children more than you do. I have plans for them that are good. I am watching over them even when they are not watching from me. Trust them to me. They are mine before they were yours. They are in good hands. My beloved child, let my voice be the gentle rain that softens the parched soil of your heart. I want to speak to you about the precious lives I have placed under your care. Your children are not accidents of fate, nor are they burdens meant to weigh you down. They are sacred treasures, entrusted to your stewardship for a fleeting season of time. Know that my hand is resting firmly upon them. Even when they drift into the far country, even when they turn their backs in rebellion or seem determined to walk a path of self-destruction, they are still marked by my divine purpose. They are sealed with my holy intention and called into the depths of my kingdom. Your calling is to be the vessel of my love, to pray without ceasing, to be a living map of faith, and to leave the final harvest of their souls entirely in my hands. Let us talk now of the hope that serves as the anchor for your very being. This is not a shallow wish or a fleeting optimism that changes with the weather. This hope is a heavy, immovable anchor that keeps your soul from drifting when the gales of life begin to howl. It is built on the bedrock of my character and the long history of my faithfulness to all generations. This hope can never disappoint you because its roots are buried deep in my nature, and I cannot fail. When the world around you begins to tremble and shake, this hope will keep your footing steady. When the whispers of the enemy tell you that your situation is permanent and bleak, this hope speaks with a thunder that silences the lie. Even when the evidence of your eyes suggests that the darkness is winning, hope declares that a new dawn is already being prepared. I have placed this hope inside you as a supernatural gift. It is not something you have to manufacture through the power of positive thinking. It is a seed planted by my Spirit that no fire can consume. Right now, I am breathing fresh life into that hope. I am releasing it over your physical body, over your financial storehouse, over your broken relationships, and over the calling I have whispered to your spirit. This hope is substantial. It has weight and reality. It is not a mist that vanishes when the sun goes down, but a firm foundation. Protect this hope with all your might. The enemy will try to convince you that trusting me is foolishness, pointing to every prayer that has not yet seen an answer. He will tell you that change is impossible. Do not give him your ear. He is the father of lies, while my word is the eternal truth. Let me share with you the secret of my joy. This joy does not ask for your circumstances to be perfect before it arrives. It is the quiet song that can be sung even in the middle of a prison cell. It flows from the deep well of knowing you are cherished, you are held, and your end is already written in my book of life. This joy is a fortress that protects your heart when you are weary. I know it seems strange to the world, but in my kingdom, joy and sorrow can walk hand in hand. You can feel the sting of a loss and still feel the warmth of my presence. You can walk through the valley of the shadow and still carry a light that cannot be put out. I am pouring this deep, settled joy into you at this very moment. Not the temporary high of the world, but the everlasting joy that comes from knowing who holds your hand. Let this joy be a sign to those around you. Let it be a mystery that draws others to my goodness. Use it as a sword against the spirit of heaviness. I tell you again, rejoice. This is not a suggestion for when things go well, but a lifeline for when they do not. I am not ignoring your pain, for I have counted every tear, but I am inviting you to see that I am far greater than the struggle. Choosing to rejoice is an act of war against the darkness. Receive my peace now, a peace that the world cannot understand and certainly cannot give. The world's peace is brittle and easily broken, but my peace is forged in the fire. I leave this gift with you. It is your inheritance. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. My promise of rest has no expiration date. It is a fountain that never runs dry. Let it wash away the dust of anxiety. Let it sink into the places where you feel most vulnerable. This is not a denial of your problems, but a total reliance on my sovereignty. My peace acts as a sentinel at the door of your mind, standing guard and refusing entry to any thought that would steal your rest. I am looking for a faith that is simple. I do not ask for complicated theology or impressive rituals. I am looking for the trust of a child who reaches for their father's hand without asking where they're going. A small child does not worry about how the house is kept or how the food is provided. They simply know they are cared for. This is the childlike confidence I desire from you. You do not need to explain how I will move. You only need to believe that I am moving. Even if your faith feels as small as a mustard seed, it is enough to shake the foundations of heaven. I am moved by your honesty. If you must cry out, "Help my unbelief," then do so with an open heart. I value your authenticity far more than a hollow performance of religious perfection. You are ready for what is coming, not because your feelings tell you so, for feelings are like shifting shadows. You are ready because I have spent a lifetime preparing the soil of your spirit. Walk forward with a confidence that is anchored in my power, not your own strength. This confidence will be your breath when you are tired. It will be your song in the night. I am with you always. There is no depth I will not reach to find you, and no height that can separate us. You are more than a conqueror through the love I have poured into you. Neither the past nor the future, nor any power in all creation can pluck you out of my hand. Live from this place of security. Rest in the certainty of my promise. I am doing a work in your life that is beyond your wildest dreams. It is not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. My power is moving through your weakness to create something eternal. Take these words, let them become part of your very bones. Walk in the light of my favor, for you are loved with a love that has no end. Amen. As you go from this place, consider how my grace has already been the silent architect of your life. Reflect on the moments when you thought you couldn't go another step, and yet here you are. Be still, be still, be still, and know that my strength is yours.